So let's deal with the scrolling issue when we browse to a new route, and I've just come into the React Router documentation just to show you what we're doing here, and just to copy a bit of their demo code in here to save a bit of time as well. So inside here, if we take a look at the guides section, there's a section in here called scroll restoration, and they explain their reasoning why they don't provide this automatically. Because more normal behavior would be to be at the top of a page when you browse to it. And in earlier versions they did actually provide this, but don't anymore. And the reason for this is that browsers are starting to handle scroll restoration with history.pushstate on their own in the same manner they handle it with normal browser navigation. It already works in Chrome and it's really great. Well, it doesn't work in our application, so what we're going to need to do is to add our own scrolling or scroll to top function to do this for us. And what we can do is just take a look at the example code they've provided here, and there's two options. One's a class component, but these are so yesterday, and if we're running 16.8 and above, and we are, then we can use hooks. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to copy the function here called scroll to top and copy it into my clipboard and head over to VS Code, and inside the source folder, inside the layout folder, we'll add a new file and we'll call it scroll to top.tsx. And I'm just going to paste in this code, and we'll need to bring in a couple of things here. We'll need to bring in the with router, and we'll need to bring in use effect, and that's not working automatically. So I'm just going to import use effect from React, and I'm also going to import with router from React Router DOM. So we're getting a type error here, of course, and it's telling us that the argument of type children, location, and path name is not assignable to parameter of type, component class, etc., etc., etc. And what we can do to just get around this particular issue in this single component, what we're going to do is just cheat really. We're just going to add the any as the type after the scroll to top. And this resolves that particular problem. And what we're going to do is add this scroll to top component to our index.tsx file. So I'm just going to open up the index.tsx, and what we can do is wrap our scroll to top around our app. So I'm just going to say scroll to top, and it doesn't seem to want to automatically import this. So I'm just going to import manually the scroll to top from, and we'll just go up to our app and layouts and scroll to top and just reformat. And what we should find now is that we can browse to a different route and will automatically be reset to the top of the page. So let's go and check this is working. So I'm just going to click on the activities, and if I scroll down and click back on home, we can see that now I'm at the top of the page, and that's resolved that particular problem. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take a look at our console, and we're going to clean up all of this, which is looking pretty horrible. It's not as bad as I thought it was, because we've got some caching of previous warnings in there. And what we're going to do next is clean up all of these warnings and make sure that we've got a completely clean console before we commit our changes into source control. And we'll take a look at that next.